This week we're going to start talking about a new art knowledge. We're going to talk about texture and how artists use texture in their artwork. Now, texture is how something can feel. So right here I have like a different little objects that are a great example of tactile texture. So it's how it feels with my hand, okay? So for example, this box right here feels bumpy. This little turtle feels soft. And then this one here feels a little prickly. And same for this one, feels kind of smooth. So these are called tactile textures. They're also, artists use implied texture, which is texture that we can see with our eyes but cannot feel with our hands. This week we're going to create a implied texture artwork. So I need you to get a piece of paper. We are also going to get either a pen, pencil, or a marker. It's going to be up to you. And I want you to draw a picture, whatever you want to draw, okay? It's going to be your choice. However, I want to make sure that there's texture throughout your paper. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to do this. So not just this week. When we come back from spring break, it's going to be due the following week, okay? Because it takes a long time to draw textures. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to do like a seascape or something. I highly recommend that you choose some kind of an animal to draw. Now, you don't have to do a seascape. This is just like an example of how to use texture in a drawing. You could do a landscape, you could do a still life, you could do a portrait if you'd like. Drawing animals is usually one of the best ways to show texture. So I highly recommend doing that, but that's up to you too. Okay, so I'm doing my little fish right here. And now that I'm done with my fish, I'm going to add texture to it. Okay, so adding texture will kind of remind you also of patterns, because a lot of time texture kind of repeats itself, and that's how we can feel it. So right now I'm going to be ready for putting some scales. Now you can do your scales the way you would like. It's going to be up to you, but you're going to have to show me a way that you're showing texture in your art. So technically it would be by making sure you add details. Okay, I'm almost done with my fish. I want to make sure you understand that the whole paper has to be covered, okay? It can't just be one little thing. Now I'm going to leave the little face right here to be smooth. Now I'm going to do like the sand at the bottom right here. And the best way to do this would be to do little tiny dots. That's going to create a different type of texture than if I was doing my scales or my lines on my fish. Okay, I could add some seaweeds. I can also add maybe some rocks in the back. Trying to make it look a little bumpy. Maybe I could add another seaweed here. And maybe another one that seems like it's going in the back. And then for my water, of course, I could do little bubbles everywhere. I can show that my water is nice and fluid by adding little lines like this, or it could be all bubbles if I want. That's going to be your choice, how you show me texture in your drawing, okay? But don't forget to add texture. Don't just do an outline. That's super easy to do. Everyone could do this. I want you to really show me how would you add texture to your drawing. That is implied. That means that my hands cannot feel it if I close my eyes. I can't feel anything, but my eyes can see the texture. I hope you guys have fun this week. I will see you next week.